Hey everyone, welcome to another video. So in this video, we'll try and understand the implications of GST for tour operators. Now, under GST, a tour operator is specifically defined to be a person, whether it's an individual or a corporate, providing travel services, accommodation or stay services, sightseeing services bundled into a tour package and given to an Indian tourist or a foreign tourist. So like I said, you have a tour operator providing tour packages either to a foreign tourist or to an Indian tourist. Now, a foreign tourist is again defined under GST law to basically mean a person who's staying in India for not more than 180 days. And if a person is staying in India for more than 180 days, then he or she will not be termed as a foreign tourist, will be tagged as an Indian tourist. So in this video, we'll try and understand what is the GST liability for a tour operator providing a tour package if the recipient is a foreign tourist, number one, if the recipient is an Indian tourist. The first one is for an Indian tourist. So you have a tour operator providing tour operating package to an Indian tourist, and if that Indian tourist is availing services to do a tour completely outside India, or if the services are being availed to do a tour completely inside India or partly outside India, partly inside India, as long as the service recipient is an Indian tourist, the tour operator will have to charge a 5% GST or an 18% GST. A 5% GST if he or she does not avail input tax credit, that's basically credit of the purchase GST that you pay, or 18% if he wants to get the benefit of, he wants to avail the benefit of input tax credit. So in this particular case, because the service recipient is Indian tourist, irrespective whether the tourist is going outside India, partly in India, partly outside India, or fully in India, the tour operator is bound to charge a GST of 18% without the benefit of ITC, or 5%, 18% with the benefit of ITC and 5% without the benefit of ITC. Second is basically for a foreign tourist. So if a tour operator is providing a tour operating package service to a foreign tourist, and if that foreign tourist is availing the service to do a tour completely 100% outside India, then under GST law, it is completely exempt. There's no GST on such kind of a transaction. But if the foreign tourist is availing service from a tour operator in India and to do a tour completely inside India, 100% inside India, then like before, the tour operator is bound to charge a 5% GST without the benefit of ITC or an 18% GST with the benefit of ITC. So you basically have this case where the service recipient is a foreign tourist and the tour service is being availed to do a tour completely outside India, then it will be exempt under GST law. No GST on such kind of a transaction. But if the service is being availed to do a tour completely in India, then it is 5% GST or 18% GST if the benefit of ITC is to be availed by the tour operator. Now, let's take a case where the tour operator is providing service to a foreign tourist, and that foreign tourist is doing a tour wherein it is partly in India and partly outside India, whether the entire thing is exempt or a part of it is exempt. Well, the GST law says that as long as the foreign tourist is availing a service from a tour operator and it is partly in India, partly outside India, then you consider for GST exemption, you consider the lower of the two. And what is that? Either you take 50% of the total consideration charged by the tour operator, or for the number of days spent outside India on the tour, you calculate the proportionate consideration, calculate both, whichever is the lower amount, that will be the amount of GST, or that will be the amount on which GST will not apply. In other words, if a foreign tourist is availing service from a tour operator in India and the tour is for partly in India, partly outside India, then you calculate the value of 50% of the consideration or the value proportionate to the number of days when the tour is being done outside India. Whatever is that value, that will be outside the purview of GST, and that will be in the sense that will be exempt under GST, no GST, and on the remaining amount, GST will apply. So to sum the entire thing up, for an Indian tourist, whether the tour is being outside India, in India, or partly in India, outside India, the entire thing is taxable. The tour operator will be bound to charge 18% of GST or 5% GST. But as long as the foreign tourist is concerned, if it's outside India, it will be exempt. Or if it's partly in India, partly outside India, that portion equal to the number of days spent outside India or 50%, whichever is lower, that will be exempt. The remaining, whatever amount is in picture provided by the service tour operator, that amount of consideration will be subject to GST. Well, I hope I was able to make things clear through this particular video. If you like the video, you could show support to us by hitting the like button. If you want more videos like these on a regular basis through way of notifications, you could also think of hitting on the subscribe button. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and thank you.